I know that I kind of half joked at the end of last season, beginning of this season, about the idea of back-to-back promotions, but we're currently top of the league. How you doing, everybody, and welcome to part 9 of the Deportivo La Coruña save here on FM24. I'm Stu. Thank you for joining me in today's video, where we are playing against Real Madrid Castilla, as well as Burgos, or Bourgeois, or Burgos. Whoever they are, we're going to hopefully beat them, because I think Castilla is going to be the one that's a little bit more tricky. Although, we did beat them when we played them in the weird playoff thing that I still don't fully understand, because they were in one group of the third tier of Spanish football, we were in the other tier, and at the end of the season, we played each other to see who was the best of those leagues. Sure. And if you're excited to see how we get on in both of these games, don't forget to leave a big like on the video for me, and don't forget to subscribe, because I nearly forgot the words. It's completely free to do so if you do want to subscribe that, and you'll make me a very happy chap. Since you were last with us, it's been going really well. We're not fully invincible. If you have a quick look at the table, we have lost 3 games. That's Palmas, Rayo Vallecano and Eibar. Notable thing about all three have been La Liga teams. All of them very slight 1-0 losses where we just haven't had it in attack. The rest of the time, though, our attack has been spectacular. Plus goals of 33. We're the first best in the league. There are a couple of teams who are near us. Real Zaragoza are one of them, and funnily enough, the team that we're going to play second today, Burgos, whoever they are, they're one of them as well. Defensively, we're not as good. There are teams that are much better than us. Valladolid are one of them. Gijon are another one. Eibar are another as well. I mean, really, it's Valladolid who everyone's going to be looking at with envy with their defence, but their goal scoring has not been up to par. So we are marching ahead. Not only, well, I say marching ahead, it's coming to a horse race between us and Valladolid. I won't imagine it will stay like that. I think things will close up with these guys and then spread out a little bit in the middle. But I think the goals will start to kind of close in as well, the goal difference, because we're not a million miles away, even though we've scored so many. In terms of actual fixtures, that's what it's looking like. I mean, the month of October is spectacular. There are a couple of friendlies in there, just because of the players who we can't really get fitness in, because they aren't registered for the B team. And because they're not registered for the B team, they obviously can't get fitness in the B team. I can't drop them down and do that. And the under-19s, they have to be under 19. Or 19 and under. There's no exceptions for that as far as I can see. So that's the way I'm kind of getting some of those players a bit of fitness in. And it has worked, to be fair. So I'm kind of doing that whenever there's an international break, because we're getting it. I might be cheating a little bit here. We get the option in an international break to postpone games because we have internationals. I'm getting that option. I'm using it. I might decide to not do it, because it would mean we'd miss players like Esposito. And you can see from here, from the start of the season, 2 goals there, didn't score there. 2 goals there, 2 goals there, didn't score there, friendly. 4 goals there, didn't score. 1 goal, 2 goals there, didn't score. 2 goals there, friendly. 1 goal there, 1 goal there, 1 goal there. The guy's a machine, an absolute goal-scoring machine. 18 goals already. We're at the beginning of November. Like, none of our players are on any of these initial lists, and he's just there banging the goals in. I'm very much a fan of him. Very much indeed. But on to the most important matters. And the most important matters, by the way, if you can see the B team of Deportivo are actually taking on their training. I might not do that long term, but we're not doing so well. I mean, not that it really matters that much, but our B team are actually in the division we were in last season, and they're not doing very well. You would expect that, though. So I've taken on the training just to see if I can try and give them a bit of an edge. We've signed a few extra players as well. So when we go on to transfers, you can see that there's a few free transfers here. I don't know whether I can see any of the other ones on here. I don't think I can. But I've signed these guys who are all for the under-19s. Let's just see whether I can. Is there a way to look at transfers for here? Because I've signed some for here as well, and they're not. In fact, are they showing up? Am I being really blind? They're right there. They're literally right there. So these are the people that we've signed. It says from. They're not from there at all. But they're the ones we signed for the B team, but we can't register them yet, which is really annoying, even though it actually says on the registration rules, player signed on a free transfer can sign it, can be registered at any time. It didn't let me, so I've let that go. So yeah, B team, first team. We've had a bit of an issue though with one player, and that is Theo. I actually forgot his name for a second. Zidane's kid. The team that he went on loan to didn't play him. We spoke to them. They said they would. They didn't. We've recalled him, and we're left in a bit of limbo now because I thought I had registered him for the B team. Turns out I hadn't, or if I did, it was invalidated by his loan move, which means we are stuck with him. And I think the rule will still be that if we play him, he can't play for another team this season. As a result, I'm kind of holding off using him, but he would be a handy player to have. He's another good set-piece taker, as well as Zadas, who has actually started to play really well. So I need to have a think about Theo. Anyway, enough of that waffle, because that was quite a bit. Let me just make sure Kevin's not in the squad, because Kevin can't actually play, because he was involved in other business recently. Can I... let me take him out? If for some reason it's not letting me take him out, which is great. Kevin, go. I don't. Kevin, remove. Remove from... it won't let me remove him. Well, fine. Stay there, Kev. Stay there. Oh, it's let me move him. Great stuff. Right, this is the 11 we're going to be using against Real Madrid's B team, Castilla. We are away from home. They are not doing so well in the league. We are going to start with Alvarez in goal. Trilli, Nemeth, Vimmer and Dumbia in defence. Then Lidovic and Gomez in the middle, with Zardas, Perez and Ontiveros supporting Esposito up front. Nemeth starts. He has been getting more game time recently. He was a last-minute signing. In fact, I've just thought... I don't think we went through deadline day with you. Let me just... I've shown you this screen, but we didn't actually go through deadline day. So, in terms of players that we brought in at the very last minute, it's these two. I think Romero might have already been in when we played those first two games. I'm just confirming. Yeah, he will have been. But then we haven't actually seen each other since then. So, yeah, we went and signed these players here. And I'm very happy with both transfers. Nacho Ferry's come in as a backup striker. Different striker. He's taller. He's not as mobile. He's better in the air. Hasn't played a lot for us so far, but he's a good option to have in the squad. And then David Nemeth is another defender I brought in. Another right-sided defender. I'd like to play the players on the sides they prefer to play on. He prefers to be on the right. He's got potential. I think he'll be a decent player. He's another Austrian as well, so hopefully he and Vimmer will gel. Maybe in some way, shape or form. It just occurred to me we didn't go through that. So they're the only other two transfers that we made. But you know what? I've rambled enough. Let's get into the game. Kevin, I don't want... thank you. There we go. Kevin's gone. Let's get into the game and let's see whether we can get another 3 points on the board. Now, again, this is a team who, looking at the league, we should be beating. You'll see what I mean in a moment. But the problem we've got is... I'm obviously very aware that they are the equivalent of us from the other side of the league draw last season. They were in one group, we were in another. But you can see their form there is atrocious. It's really, really not good. So I'd like to think that we're going to smash them here. Our form is like a mirror of theirs. So I'm hoping we've got something about us. We'll see in the table here how badly they're doing. They are literally just outside the relegation zone. We are currently, as it stands, top. I mean... who's the pressure on more? I think the pressure's more on them today than it is on us. I really, really do. Probably get smashed now. We probably will. So usually I make the mistake of finishing the day, finishing a game, going to the next game, saving, coming back, and that game be the one I record. I've actually been playing for like a couple of hours in my own time, as well as doing some editing. So there is every chance that the good form might continue. Zardas with a corner in, looking for Vimmer. And Zardas, the set-piece specialist, strikes again. Nicholas Vimmer with a goal. And early doors, it is 1-0. Get in there, boys. Get in there indeed. Lovely corner. It's an in-swinger, which I don't normally like, but I'm happy with it on this occasion. And Vimmer is there to make it 1-0. I am very, very surprised, if I'm honest, that we've done as well as we have so far this season. I am waiting for it to drop out, but then remember, the majority of the way through last season... oh, I thought we'd scored again there. The majority of the way through last season, we were hearing about how strong we were meant to be when we looked at our players. A 3-star player was meant to be a good La Liga 2 player. That's the league we're in now. So it stands to reason that we'd be good this season, especially with the reinforcements that we've made. Esposito, for example, far too good for this level. Will probably get 10 to 15 goals in La Liga in a good team. I mean, we've got him next season, so I'm hoping that is the case. Otherwise, you know, that could be a bit of a problem. But he's absolutely a La Liga player, I think, at this point. Trilly going for a goal there. But the rest of the squad, Ontiveros, Zardas, Danilovic, Dumbia, Trilly, Wimmer, they're all players for this level. And a good chunk of them, Ontiveros, well, not a good chunk of them, only a couple of them, but we had players of that level last season. You know, we had Ontiveros last season. We had Villares, not Danilovic, but Villares is very close to his level. We had Wimmer for the second half of last season. We didn't have Trilly, but Adot was at the level that Trilly is now last season. We had Alvarez last season. So we know that the players we had last season were good enough to do well here. We've added to that. So actually, is it as much of a surprise as we maybe think it is? Maybe not. Maybe it's not. Right, we'll have a quick chat with Ontiveros and tell him he's not been good enough. We'll keep the rest of the attacking midfield the same as it is. A bit disappointed to see Zardas hasn't improved on his assist. Everyone else is fine. We'll just go into the second half and see if we can add to it. Hopefully we can. Attacking midfield I've not solved though. Perez has a good game, has a bad game. Valcarce has a good game, has a bad game. Still haven't solved Mohar. Mohar is still playing poorly. I mean, a great solution would be for Mohar to start playing well, and then we could put Zardas in the attacking midfield spot. At the moment, though, I'd rather not touch Zardas because he's looking really good, although this could be offside. Ontiveros puts it in the back of the net with a Zardas assist, but it is given. It is 2-0. We lead by a second. Fantastic. Zardas, I tell you what, he's been sensational. He's taken a while to click to form. But even away from set pieces, he has been such a good player since we've kind of settled him into that position there. Like, he has good games, he has bad games, but he just has a bit of magic in him and a bit of creativity, which, I mean, I've seen him score a couple of worldy free kicks as well, and I thought that was going to be one there. I'd love to get one on camera. It's probably not going to happen now. Right. One thing we haven't done a lot of is keep clean sheets. I would very much like us to start doing that a little bit and start conceding less goals. I've probably jinxed it now. It is what it is, but we'll see how we get on. Right. Highlight ends. Good stuff. Right. Let's pause. Let's have ourselves a little substitution. Let's see how the boys are doing. Everyone's doing pretty well, to be fair, but Perez is one of the poorer performers today, 6.8. So we'll bring him off. And again, I kind of want to bring Theo Zidane on. The problem with bringing Theo Zidane on is it locks him in to playing with us for the rest of the season. Valcarce could, however, be a rotation winger. Do you know what? I'm going to do it. Let's get him on the pitch. Let's get him playing some football. He doesn't want to be a playmaker. Fine. Let's have him be that. He prefers to be an Enganche. I ain't playing an Enganche. I'm just not. I'm certainly not playing a 22-year-old Enganche. That's ridiculous. So we'll get him on. Danilovic, I'd love to bring on Villares, but he's picked up a knock, so we can't do that. So actually, Diego Gonzalez, who's one of our centre-backs, I'm going to bring him on. I've actually used him there a couple of times recently. He's not been bad there. It's more been, I need to get him in the team, but he's not played well at centre-back. So let's do that. And I think I'm going to leave it at that for now, and let's just see how they get on. But let's see if we can get Theo playing some decent football, and then we can get him registered for the B team in January. So if we get him in the occasional game here and there, I've arranged some friendlies for the B team as well, for the players who I brought in to strengthen it that then couldn't be signed. I can include Theo in that. They can get some match fitness, not lots of it, but they can still keep some level of sharpness. And then when January comes, we register them and we're off to the races. I just wanted to bulk up that squad as well as the youth team because we were low on players. It just gives us a little bit, especially because the B team is in an actual league near us. Let's try and use it for its intended purpose. Let's get players into it who can learn, who can grow. What a pass it is by Theo. Insert Ontiveros and Esposito. I'm still probably going to substitute him actually, but he gets his goal, makes it 3. And Theo with an instant impact is his first game for us. Because very early on I decided I was going to loan him out and hope he grows. But this is a lovely pass from him. Bear in mind, he doesn't want to be a playmaker, and he plays a pass like that. You knew, right? I mean, it's got to make Castilla sick because he's formerly of them. I do believe. I mean, yeah, he's Zidane's kid. Of course he is. I can't see on there. He's Zidane's kid. Of course he is. Right. I thought Gonzalez was in there. It's headed out. Wimmer apparently got a handball there. Right. Final couple of substitutions. I am taking Esposito off for Ferry. Let's get Ferry some football. Mohar is going to come on. Zardas has had a good game, but let's give him a break. Gomez probably needs a rest as well. So Kokorishvili has not had a lot of football recently. We'll bring him on. I need to get Joaquin, who's had a good start to the season, some football because he had a little knock, but he's not going to have it today. We'll get those three on the pitch to hopefully see the game out. Again, a clean sheet, that'd be perfect. If I could get a clean sheet, I'd be really, really happy. But the win is the main thing. It's a corner to Real Madrid. I think, well, Real Madrid Castilla. I think I've jinxed it. I have a feeling I've jinxed it. It's whipped in. Keeper didn't come. We do head it away as far as Almeida. Into Marvel. There you go. Jinxed it. I knew I jinxed it. The second I mentioned it earlier, I knew we are going to concede at some point. And then I mentioned it again. I invoked it twice. I know better than that. Apparently not. Apparently I don't. Goodness me. Almeida gets it to Marvel. I mean, you know, everything Marvel touches mostly turns to gold. And then Del Bianchi is the one... Sorry, De Bianchi is the one who scores the goal from the edge of the area. Not quite a screamer, but he does score. It is only, however, a consolation goal for Castilla. And we are going to win this game. And we are going to, for now, go, I think, 4 points clear. But even with the conceding a goal, against a team who should be the same level as us last season, you know, when we look at last season... Unless their side of the draw is really, really poor. I mean, it can't be because Malaga were on their side of the draw. They got promoted and they're still top half of the table as well. So, Castilla must just be having a shocker. Either way, we win. And that is the most important thing for us. Right. Well, that's fantastic. That's a good result. Ontiveros did a good job. I'm pretty happy. I'm pretty happy with that. So, we'll be back for Burgos, who I will continue saying the name completely differently. Apologies, any Burgos fans. And hopefully we get a win in that one as well. Probably not. That's probably all of our luck run out. We are back for the game against Burgos. I'm going to go Burgos. And we're back with the game against Burgos, who are a team in and around the playoffs. So they're no small fries by any stretch of the imagination. And this is the 11 we're going to go with. There's one change. Calvo has come in. He's come in for Wimmer. Just because Calvo needs a bit of game time. So it's a bit of a gamble in a way. But we can always bring on Wimmer if we need to. Other than that, though, the lineup is exactly the same as it was for the last game. I mean, why break it if it... Why fix it if it's not... Why break it if it's not broken? Goodness me, Stu. Why fix it if it's not broken? So let's just get into the game. And let's see whether... we can get another 3 points. I mean, that last game was excellent. It was also away from home, so fingers crossed in the home game we do a good job as well. Whether we do or not is another matter. We shall see. I have also opted not to postpone the next match in the international break. Might not go very well because we won't be with our first choice keeper, our first choice striker, our first choice halfback. We'll be missing some players, but I feel like it helps us out, but it is also a bit of an unfair advantage, I think, as well. So I've done it a couple of times. I'm not going to do it on this occasion. I've already said no, we're going to play the game, and we are going to play the game. It's actually the game after this one against Celta Vigo. Is it Celta Vigo or is it someone else? No, it's not Celta Vigo. It's someone else. Celta Vigo, I think, are Deportivo's biggest rivals. It's definitely not that. I can't remember who it is, though. Right, Nemeth tries to head it back towards goal there. Gomez into Esposito, and Esposito may have a goal. And I tell you what, a lot of Esposito's goals get checked for offside. I'd say about 80% of them get given. Just like this one. That's what I was waiting for to happen. Lovely stuff. It is 1-0. It ping-pongs around a little bit. Fair play to Nemeth, who really plays a big part in this going in the back of the net. Gomez as well with a deflected pass ending up, I think it was meant to be a shot actually, but it ends up through to Esposito. And 1-0 it is, which is lovely stuff. I'll just have a quick scout. Oh, I'll just have a quick scout down. Right, while they've got the ball, let me have a quick look. I can't remember. Sporting Gijon, that's who it is. Sporting Gijon is the team that will be playing in that international period where our players will be missing. So we'll have to deal with that Esposito. He hasn't actually not started the game for us yet because he's been that important. But my goodness me, Javi Ontiveros started the season poorly. Joaquin was the guy who started the season really well. And then Ontiveros has kind of taken over from him when he's gone out of the team. When they were both in the team together, it really was a bit of a struggle to get the best out of Ontiveros. All of a sudden, Ontiveros is there. And good to see Lucas Perez getting involved as well. We've got Lucas Perez, so, I mean, he hasn't really played a striker this year. He'll probably end up playing a striker when Esposito's on his international duty. Now, I don't know whether, it's going to sound daft, I don't know whether Esposito is away on international duty for the under-21s or the full squad, because I actually get asked if he deserved a full international call-up. I said yes, and the international manager, I think it's Pioli at this point, said, yeah, I'll have a look at him. So he might actually end up getting a call-up for the full international team while he's in La Liga too. That's how well he's done. Probably won't happen. I kind of would prefer it not to happen because I'd like him available. But I know he's definitely not available in the next international period, so we will have to deal without him. At the moment, he's tired though, so I don't know if he's picked up a little knock. He has picked up a knock. Oh, the Golden Goose is not well. The Golden Goose is not well at all. If he can last till half time, we'll sub him off there. But that is definitely not a good thing. I tell you what though, that, I don't know how I feel about that, but it's a lovely looping header. Firmino is someone I've actually started scouting as a potential future striker because he looks very good. He's a name I recognise as well. Help me out in the comments if he's someone I should know. I feel like he is. I definitely know the name other than just him coming up on a scout report, but all of a sudden it is only 2-1. So we have got a bit of work to do in the second half just to make sure we get this 3 points. We will say we're happy, but we will also take Esposito off. Now, Ferry's going to be the player I think... Well, Ferry's the player I should bring on. There's a little bit of me that thinks, actually, should we move Perez? Because Perez might play. But Ferry, we brought him in for a reason. So let's go ahead with that reason. Zardas has picked up a knock as well, which is frustrating. He's not had a good game because of it as well. Now, Moha or Joaquin? We need to get game time out of Moha, but Joaquin has been better this season. I'm going to give Moha a chance. It might be a mistake, but I'm going to give Moha a chance. And I think we'll leave it at that. I am actually going to tell Calvo to calm himself down, calm his life down. He's not had a great game either, to be fair to him. So we'll give him a chance. Right, Ferry's off. Sorry, Ferry's on, Moha's on. Zardas is off. Esposito's off. Let's see what we're like now. We're missing 2 of our more important players. One of them is our most important player in Esposito, but Ontiveros at the moment, I think, has a claim to being one of the more important players in the squad. So I think saying both of them are the most important players is probably a little bit hyperbolic. They're certainly 2 of the 3 or 4 most important players we currently have. So it'll be interesting to see how we do without them in an attacking sense. I'm not overly hopeful. I mean, again, to be fair, I could have probably put Perez up front and brought on Valcarce, and we probably would be okay at that point, but Valcarce isn't going to be here forever. That is Perez, to be fair. Perez's pace and dribbling ability are really starting to drop off as well, so he's in there. I think his role in that as an attacking midfielder is definitely a good move. They've given away a penalty, which is going to give us some breathing space. In fact, no, he's going to the monitor. I tell you what, when you're managing the Premier League a lot, and I typically do manage more in the Premier League or in England more than anything, don't get the man running to the little telly. You used to, but you don't get it as much now. He's run to the little telly, he's having a quick check, and he's decided, or the little man in his ear has decided, that it is not a penalty. Oh, okay, fine. I don't know if I agree with that, but, oh well, it's not a penalty apparently. A little bit annoyed at that, actually. All that build-up for absolutely nothing. Well, it is only 2-1 still, so we have still got work to do. I am going to tell the boys to demand a little bit more from themselves. And immediately Firmino has got a free kick. Alvarez manages to... I don't know how much he knew about it, actually. He might have hit the bar. It might have been a save. Either way, it is still 2-1 to us. Right. Substitute o'clock. Calvo has improved, so I think I might keep him on. Moha has had a shocker. Do I dare substitute the substitute? Because he hasn't had barely a good game. He's had barely a good game since he's come here. I'm sending him a message with that. Because he needs to start improving very, very, very soon. I'm thinking Cristo Romero, sorry. Let's bring him on and get him some minutes as well. And then we've got one final change, which I will leave for now. I will leave that for now. But yeah, I want him to get annoyed that I've just subbed him after subbing him on. Because he's playing so poorly. But then... here's the thing with him. He's a free transfer. However, if we decide we have to sell him, and I am very much thinking we're going to end up selling him, It's nothing but profit. That's the beautiful thing about it. Signing for absolutely nothing, it will be just pure profit on the transfer. Right, Joaquin's got the ball here, gets to Ontiveros, gets tackled, and that's a red card for Matos. Second yellow, he's off. Good night, sir. Thank you for playing. Right, I'm going to bring off Perez. He's played very, very well, but let's give him a rest. I'm going to bring Theo on again, because Theo did impress me with the few touches he had last time. Let's just see if he can do the same thing. He's happy. I mean, he did get a good rating last time, actually. I looked and it was a 6.6, but I just remember that beautiful pass he made to Ontiveros before Esposito scoring. But obviously that wasn't enough to impress everyone, apparently. Well, Ontiveros into Theo now. Theo chips it in, looking for the header. Ferry. I thought Ferry had scored that. I can't remember if Ferry's actually scored for us yet in competitive play. I think he has scored for us, but I think it was in one of those friendlies that I did. But I think we've done enough here. They have come back into it, but we've done enough to see the game out, and we remain top of the table. I don't know if this would have affected it, to be honest with you, but we win again. We win again. I think 2 wins from difficult what should be difficult opposition. The first game, obviously, Castilla not having a good I keep saying Castilla not having a good season. So I think we, take their current form with a pinch of salt. In terms of injuries, 2 days for Esposito, 2 days for Zardas. That is absolutely fine. I'm delighted with that, because that could have been a lot worse. But yeah, that sees us top of La Liga, Hypermotion, La Liga 2, however you want to refer to it, on 37 points, 12 wins, 1 draw, 3 losses. It's the lack of draws that's really helping us. There's a few games where we've looked like we're going to draw and we've just managed to snatch a winner. So I think we need to be really, really happy with that. I am delighted with it, very much so. Right, well, we're in the 10th of November. I think we come back similar time to when we did last season. We'll come back in January. We'll come back in and around here when the Copa del Rey... Well, the Copa del Rey first round is there. We probably won't come back for that. But if we can get through that and we come back for a Copa del Rey game here, I think that could be a lot of fun. I'm also debating coming back for the Eibar game, because that is one of the teams that beat us at the beginning of the season. If we can come back for that and get a bit of revenge, I'd be very happy to do that. Thank you very much for watching. If you have enjoyed, do not forget to leave a big like on the video for me. And don't forget to subscribe as well. It's completely free to do so, and you will make me a very happy chap. I've been Stu, you guys have been awesome, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.